Okay, so uh, this isn't a video I thought I would be making. Um, and I actually, I really don't like talking about politics much, but I feel like this really needs to be talked about. So, yeah, you've probably heard by now about the new change coming to YouTube. Um, I think this might be partially a result of the Online Kids Safety Act that's happening in the UK. Um, the thing is, that's just the UK, right? For some reason, YouTube is doing this also in the US. This is also happening in Australia, but it's being enforced in Australia, not in the US. So I think this might be fueling YouTube for a number of reasons. Uh, for one thing, it feels like just a mass censorship plot, and for another thing, it also feels like a a chance to collect data on all of us. And really, it doesn't say anything about the Kids Online Safety Act, right? But I think it has to do with that. Um, and this right here on your screen, uh, this is actually not that. This is the one that's happening in the U.S. So apparently, the U.S. is also doing this. Well, they're planning it anyway. This was introduced in May. And there's also another one called the Screen Act. It pretty much has the same thing. It's just, it was introduced in February. I think there's just a slight difference, but essentially, the goal is the same. So, if these aren't being enforced yet, why is YouTube going along with the new change? Because what they're doing is they're going to use AI to gauge how old we are, despite what our settings in our accounts are, and how long we've actually been on YouTube. And I'm pretty sure I laid out some reasons already why I think this is, but while I was preparing to film this video, it came out that Ofcom, a huge media regulator in the UK, has been pressuring YouTube to push government propaganda on YouTube. I don't think that would happen here in the US just yet, but it looks like UK accounts would be seeing this. So YouTube and Google, because Google owns YouTube, I would imagine they were looking for any excuse to do a mass data collection on people, and this is it. But the thing is, this is easily one of the worst and most dangerous decisions they have ever made, at least in my opinion. I have seen people who have talked about how they're actually okay with this. They actually feel comfortable. Crap. Yeah, I'm sorry about my camera. It doesn't want to focus. But YouTube, what YouTube is doing doesn't seem to bother them that much. And I kind of get it, but the thing is, there is so much more coming out, like, every day about the decision behind this. And at first, I thought maybe Congress, like, pressured them. That probably sounds stupid, but I couldn't understand why YouTube would do this in the US when it's the UK and Australia. And to be clear, I don't think it should be happening in those areas either. Those countries shouldn't be doing this, in my opinion. And I do think it is a very noble thing to want to protect kids online, because it is something that's needed. But the issue is that, for one thing, it has come out that, because I know a British politician, I can't remember his name, he did come out and kind of confess, yes, this is about mass censorship, it's not about protecting kids. And for another thing, I don't really trust YouTube. And one of the main reasons is because the AI that they are using, I'm pretty sure is very flimsy. They've implemented so many updates that don't work well. Even despite Backlash, they would do this anyway. I think in the past, when Backlash was, when it was strong enough, they did go back on some things, but for the most part, they just do what they want. They don't even really respond to anyone on Twitter, because, well, it's just a bot that you can reach out to on Twitter if you have a problem. And I don't even know how well they do with emails, to be honest. I know people, apparently people are planning to mass email them with this, even before the new rule is implemented. So I don't even know if that's going to be enough. You can also just go to your account and send them feedback. A lot of people are doing that too. I don't know if it's going to work. But I also know that if YouTube does this, it's going to massively backfire. A lot of people are already threatening to leave. And honestly, if it is true, well, it is true because it's already confirmed, Ofcom was pressuring them. I really think YouTube should just follow the example of Apple and Wikipedia and challenge this stupid rule, because this is just YouTube rolling out their AI feature, right? This is not something being enforced in the US, at least not yet. But whether or not it is planned, obviously it's planned because look in front of you. It's not being enforced, so there's no reason to do this here. So YouTube, I really wish they would just challenge Ofcom. I mean, I don't think they should comply with this. But, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. Maybe they don't have a choice. Maybe, I really don't know at all. And the way this is going about it's very disgusting. Because the guy who introduced this, his name is Starmer. I forget his first name, but he basically compared people who are against this to predators. He even said, if you use a VPN, you're a bad guy, you're a predator. And they're considering banning VPNs. And the thing is, how are you a predator for wanting to keep yourself safe? This isn't even safe in and of itself. Not really. And it wasn't Starmer, but you people have already admitted on the news, this is not about protecting kids. I'm sorry if you heard a noise in the background. That's just that's someone at the door. So yeah, sorry about the noise. I think my uncle's gonna get it, but yeah, I don't see why this needs to affect adults. I am 34 years old, so I don't understand why this needs to. I don't understand why this needs to be enforced. I don't understand why this AI needs to be rolled out. So, yeah, I am totally against this. I don't think this should happen. There is a petition going around on change.org to reverse this, and I understand this won't force them to do anything, but I hope it gets a ton of signs. The one that was supposed to repeal the Kids Act in the UK, it got, I think, over 400,000 signatures. The government didn't want to repeal it, of course. They have no plans to do it. So that doesn't shock me. But I still think it's important for people to make their voices heard, right? This is not a way to go about this at all. And it just makes me scared for the future. Because there has been just this massive wave of the need for mass surveillance, mass censorship. I'm sure you guys have probably heard about Collective Shout, getting thousands of games taken off of Steam, and only because, we think they're offensive, and they're not safe for work content, and blah blah blah. If you don't know who Collective Shout is, they're a feminist group who basically hates video games. Oh, I'm sorry, so sorry about this. They're just an unhinged feminist group that they don't like not safe for work content, but at the same time, apparently they're online defending the cuties thing. And if you don't know what cuties is, I envy you. Because it's just a gross thing. It is beyond gross. It's disgusting. I don't understand how this group has any power. They have pressured Visa and MasterCard to basically help in this wave of mass censorship of not safe for work games, and Visa and MasterCard have been called out massively because of this. They tried to lie and gaslight people and say, no, we are not helping with this, and it's already been proven that they have. I don't know why they caved to Collective Shout, but now, things are just going downhill, and I don't get why YouTube won't do something that actually will help kids. They have a kids app, right? They actually have a kids app that was introduced because of COPPA, which was basically like the Kids Act, but it's not. It's not as controlling. It's not as restrictive. So they have that. That already was a disaster in the beginning, but I think it's gotten a tad better for the most part. It's not perfect, but there is a kids app. The thing is, YouTube would rather do something like this. They'd rather roll out this flimsy AI than do something like, say, get rid of all the bots that are invading YouTube. It's not just YouTube, they're everywhere. But they are especially a problem on YouTube. So I don't understand why. And a lot of them are pornographic. They have pornographic profile pictures, and they have videos on their channels that are not safe for work thumbnails. And YouTube will not get rid of them. And they've done this before. They did actually dispose of a ton of bots years ago. And I don't understand why they won't do this now. Why don't you take care of something like that instead of this? And that's why most people are suspicious. They don't trust you, and they're terrified of something like data breaches. They don't trust you with their info. This is ridiculous, because they want you to hand over your government ID or your picture or something to get back in if you're incorrectly labeled a minor. And the thing is, that's the kind of thing you do when you are an adult who wants to do something like buy alcohol or something, not access a video, I don't know, talking about politics or something because you were incorrectly labeled by an AI. This is the kind of thing they teach you when you're younger. Don't hand your personal information to strangers. It's not like showing your ID to a cashier at a liquor place, when they're just gonna see it once to make sure you're old enough to do it. Now, it's not like something scanning your face and keeping it in a database so that God knows what can happen to it. This is different. And for YouTube videos, this shouldn't happen. And I hope it doesn't, but I don't trust YouTube. They're gonna do it anyway. But I'm hoping this will change that. I'm hoping this will help stop that. I don't even know if this is gonna, make much traction, especially since I don't have much of an audience. I don't upload often, and a lot of the videos I've watched, most of them tend to have lower views. And someone pointed out that they clearly are not promoting these videos because they know they're going to get a ton of backlash. They already are. So I don't understand why they are bothering. But they don't want to promote these videos because they know it's going to backfire. So, in my personal opinion, I don't think this is about protecting children. I don't trust YouTube. And because there's so much like this going on all over the internet, I fear this is just the first step in like mass surveillance, mass censorship, because like people are okay with this and they're like, oh, it doesn't bother me. I'll just show them my picture, whatever. People are already finding ways to beat the system, actually, because I heard they use Death Stranding or Gary's Mod to beat the system. But imagine this for every site on the internet. Something like that's already happening in the UK. So I can't see this as something that won't affect other sites in the US. This is just the beginning. And I haven't gone back to watch. I need to do a bit more research on this, but I think I did hear someone mention Canada. Supposedly, this might be something planned for Canada as well. I don't know. I had to go back and look. But you know what? If it's spreading this fast to other countries, it wouldn't shock me at all if Canada is preparing for this. So, yeah. YouTube, I really hope you grow up some backbone, challenge this thing, and don't go through with this. Now, I understand they have to do this in the UK and Australia because that law has already been rolled out. But at the very least, don't do this in the US. It shouldn't be happening even in any area. But Apple and Wikipedia, they've gone after Ofcom. We already have, I know there are some lawyers out that are suing Ofcom as well. And YouTube, you're probably going to lose a ton of money because of this. You're going to lose a lot of viewers and a lot of creators because of this. This is not a good idea, and in my personal opinion, it is straight up dangerous. So, I hope they go back on this. I want to thank you guys for watching. And before I leave, I want to plug some channels. I actually encourage all of you to do as much research as possible for this. Because there's more and more coming out about this. And frankly, it does need to be stopped. And I think it's important that we learn as much as we can on this. I might do an article on Medium about this as well. Because I actually feel more comfortable writing about these things than making a video. So I'll link my Medium page below if anyone's interested. And I want to plug in some YouTube channels I think you guys should watch. First is, I hope I say her name right, Ali McForever and Cyber Waffle. They both have brought to light some very useful info about where this came from. And Chibi Reviews and Devin Chase as well. I think they're worth watching. I know Moist Critical has also talked about this. August the Duck has also talked about it. And you know, more and more YouTubers are coming out and talking about this. So, in fact, if any of you have anything you want to say, I suggest maybe considering making a video or doing something to spread the word, because the word does need to be spread as far as possible. And this is just the beginning. Like, things are probably just going to get so much worse from here. If anyone thinks this is bad, there's no way this is going to get better in the future. I say it's important to fight this as early as possible. Like, if the U.S. is so concerned about protecting kids, you'd think they would do something like, I don't know, release the Epstein files. But our own government is protecting the people that's in the files. Like, why don't you just do that? But if they hush us up, we're not even going to be able to talk about that, much less try and get them to release them. So, fight back, make videos, spread the word, and check out those YouTubers I mentioned. Do some research, do plenty of research, and thank you for watching.